Here's what Toyota will never admit about their own engines. What if I told you that one Toyota engine burned oil so aggressively that owners spent more on oil than gas? That's not an exaggeration. Some 2AZFE engines consumed a quart every 75 miles, turning reliable family cars into maintenance nightmares. Picture buying a used Camry thinking you're getting legendary Toyota reliability, only to discover you're carrying jugs of oil in your trunk like it's the 1970s. In this video, I'm exposing Toyota's 3 biggest engine disasters and revealing their 4 most bulletproof power plants that mechanics wish they could put in every car. And trust me, the #1 most reliable engine will surprise you. It's still running strong after 4 decades when modern engines are failing at 100,000 miles. Stay until the end, because this isn't just automotive history. It's your guide to avoiding the costly mistakes that turn Toyota's reliability reputation into an expensive lie. The 3 engines you should avoid at all costs. Let's start with the engines that gave Toyota owners nightmares and mechanics steady business. These power plants prove that even the most reliable brand in the world isn't immune to catastrophic design failures. Number 3, Toyota 1ZZFE 1.8-liter i4. The 1ZZFE was Toyota's attempt at building a modern, efficient 4-cylinder engine for their compact cars. Produced from 1997 to the mid-2000s, this 1.8-liter power plant found its way into the Corolla, Celica, MR2, Matrix, and Pontiac Vibe. The primary issue was excessive oil consumption. Owners reported burning through a full quart of oil every 75 to 1,200 miles. Imagine having to carry extra oil in your trunk because your supposedly reliable Toyota was drinking it faster than a muscle car from the 1970s. The root cause traced back to insufficient oil return holes in the piston head. These tiny passages were supposed to allow oil to drain back into the crankcase, but Toyota's engineers made them too small. Carbon deposits would clog these already inadequate holes, causing the piston rings to seize up and fail to seal properly. When piston rings can't do their job, oil burns in the combustion chamber instead of staying where it belongs. But oil consumption wasn't the only issue. This engine used a single roller timing chain with a hydraulic tensioner that would stretch, particularly in the 60,000 to 90,000 mile range. When a timing chain stretches, it throws off the precise timing between the crankshaft and camshaft, triggering trouble codes and creating excessive noise. The financial impact was devastating. A complete engine teardown and rebuild was often necessary to address the oil consumption problem. Parts alone could cost around $650, and that's before factoring in substantial labor costs. In severe cases, owners faced complete engine replacement bills ranging from $2,600 to $5,000. Toyota eventually acknowledged these problems and implemented design changes in mid-2005. The updated pistons featured 8 large drainage holes instead of the previous 4 inadequate ones. However, this left early adopters stuck with fundamentally flawed engines. Number 2, Toyota 3VZE 3.0-liter V6. The 3VZE was Toyota's head gasket disaster. This 3.0-liter V6 engine-powered Toyota pickup trucks and 4Runner SUVs from 1988 to 1995, earning a reputation for chronic head gasket failures that would make even the most patient owner consider switching brands. The problems weren't caused by a single design flaw, but rather a perfect storm of engineering compromises. First, the head gaskets themselves were poor quality. A U.S. mandate in the late 1980s to mid-1990s required removing asbestos from gasket materials, resulting in weaker head gaskets across many manufacturers. Toyota compounded this industry-wide challenge with their own design mistake, what mechanics call a horrible crossover pipe design. This internal coolant routing caused superheating of the number 6 cylinders, valves, and head area. The excessive heat would rapidly lead to head gasket failure and often resulted in cylinder head warping. Once the head gasket failed, coolant and oil would mix, creating catastrophic lubrication problems. If owners continued driving with a blown head gasket, sludge formation and critical component wear would follow, often necessitating complete engine replacement. Adding to the frustration, the 3Va-ZE was underpowered for its intended applications. With only 150 horsepower and 180 pound-feet of torque, it was often inadequate for the 4Runner's off-road capabilities. Repairing a blown head gasket required milling the cylinder heads flat, thoroughly cleaning the engine block, and replacing the gaskets with superior aftermarket units. The average repair cost ranged from $1,525 to $2,026, with labor alone accounting for $817 to $1,199 of that expense. For owners of older trucks and SUVs, this represented a significant financial burden. Many vehicles with 3VZE engines weren't worth the cost of major head gasket repairs, leading to premature vehicle retirement. Before we reveal the worst Toyota engine of all time, understanding these engine histories matters for your next vehicle purchase. If you're shopping for a used Toyota, knowing which engines to avoid can save you thousands in unexpected repair bills. Number 1. Toyota 2 AZFE 2.4-liter i4. The worst Toyota engine ever produced takes our number 1 spot for both the scale of its problems and Toyota's inadequate response. The 2 AZFE 2.4-liter 4-cylinder was used in Toyota's most popular models from 2006 to 2011, including the Camry, Camry Hybrid, Matrix, Corolla, Solara, and Scion TC. Millions of these engines were produced, affecting millions of owners. The 2 AZFE's primary issue was excessive oil consumption that made the 1 ZZFE look conservative. Owners reported consumption rates as high as a quart every 1,000 to 1,500 miles, with extreme cases burning a quart every 75 miles. Think about that. If you drive 15,000 miles per year and your 2 AZFE is burning oil at the higher rate, you'd need to add 15 quarts of oil annually just to keep the engine running. That's nearly 4 complete oil changes worth of oil consumption beyond normal maintenance. The root cause was a manufacturing defect involving poorly designed pistons and piston oil control rings. These rings were either prone to carbonization or the piston ring holes were too small to allow proper oil drainage. This design flaw caused oil to burn in the combustion chamber. The telltale sign was blue smoke from the exhaust, particularly during startup. This blue smoke is unburned oil being expelled through the exhaust system. Clear indication that oil is reaching the combustion chambers where it doesn't belong. The excessive oil burning had a devastating effect on the catalytic converter, causing it to clog prematurely. A clogged catalytic converter creates back pressure in the exhaust system, reducing performance and potentially causing additional engine damage. Some 2 AZFE engines also experience problems with cylinder head bolts weakening and stripping their threads. This could result in coolant leaks past the head gasket and into the cylinders, essentially combining the worst aspects of head gasket problems with oil consumption issues. Toyota's response was initially inadequate. The company issued a technical service bulletin in 2011, but it took a class action lawsuit in 2014 to force Toyota to extend the warranty period for affected vehicles to October 31, 2016. This extended warranty covered an engine teardown and replacement of pistons and rings if the vehicle failed Toyota's oil consumption test. However, many owners discovered the problem after the extended warranty had expired. The repair costs were substantial. A complete engine replacement could cost between $2,600 and $5,000, often more than many affected vehicles were worth. Owners were left with an impossible choice: invest thousands in repairs that might exceed the vehicle's value, or continue adding oil regularly while risking complete engine failure. The 4 legendary power plants that define Toyota's reputation. Now let's examine the engines that built Toyota's reputation for bulletproof reliability. These power plants demonstrate what happens when engineering priorities focus on durability over cutting-edge features. Number 4. Toyota 1 GRFE 4.0-liter V6 and 2 GRFE 3.5-liter V6. Taking our 4th spot are 2 related engines that represent Toyota's successful transition to modern V6 technology. The 1GR-FE 4.0-liter V6 and the 2GR-FE 3.5-liter V6 are part of Toyota's GR series, which replaced older V6 and inline-six engines starting in the mid-2000s. The 1GR-FE, introduced in 2003, was designed for rear-wheel drive and four-wheel drive applications. You'll find it in the Toyota 4Runner, Land Cruiser, Tacoma, Tundra, FJ Cruiser, and Lexus GX 400. The 2GR-FE, introduced in 2005, serves front-wheel drive applications including the Toyota Camry, Avalon, RAV4, Sienna, Highlander, and various Lexus models. The direct injection version earned Ward's 10 Best Engine Award for 4 consecutive years. What makes these engines special is their versatility and robust design. Both feature aluminum heads with dual overhead cams, providing good power output while maintaining reasonable fuel economy. The GR series has become Toyota's most common contemporary engine family, testament to their reliability and adaptability. These engines aren't perfect. Earlier 2003 to 2005 models of the 1GR-FE had some head gasket issues, though these should have been resolved by now. Pre-2009 versions were somewhat more prone to coil pack failures, and the timing chain tensioner can fail after approximately 155,000 miles. The 2GR-FE has a known propensity for water pump failures, and head gasket issues can arise if proper maintenance is neglected. However, these problems are generally manageable with routine maintenance and don't represent fundamental design flaws. What sets the GR series apart is Toyota's approach to continuous improvement. Unlike the catastrophic issues with our worst engines, the GR series problems are less severe and more predictable. They respond well to proper maintenance and have established repair procedures. Number 3. Toyota 3UR-FE 5.7-liter V8. Our third-place engine is Toyota's 5.7-liter V8 powerhouse, the 3UR-FE. Introduced in 2006 as a replacement for the UZ series, this engine continues to power Toyota's heavy-duty vehicles, including the Tundra, Sequoia, and certain Land Cruisers. What makes this engine special isn't just its durability, but the extensive testing Toyota conducted before releasing it. Toyota subjected the 3UR-FE to over 1.3 million kilometers. That's over 800,000 miles of durability testing before approving it for production. With proper maintenance, the 3UR-FE can easily surpass 400,000 miles of trouble-free operation. One significant improvement was the shift from a timing belt to a more rugged timing chain. This change eliminated the common maintenance headache of timing belt replacements every 90,000 to 100,000 miles. Timing chains typically last the life of the engine when properly maintained. The engine's robust power delivery makes it a favorite for work trucks and heavy towing applications. Mechanics regularly report seeing these engines with over 400,000 miles still running strong, often outlasting other vehicle components. The 3UR-FE has some manageable issues. Piston oil ring coking can lead to increased oil consumption over time, but this risk is minimized by using recommended oil types and maintaining proper oil change intervals. The water pump is prone to developing leaks around 60,000 miles, and the driver's side timing chain tensioner can sometimes stick when cold. A comprehensive repair addressing multiple known issues can cost around $5,296 for parts and labor. However, overall maintenance and repairs for a Tundra equipped with this engine over 10 years average $7,296, which is notably better than the industry average for pickup trucks. Number 2. Toyota 2JZ-GTE 3.0-liter i6. Taking our second spot is perhaps the most famous Toyota engine among enthusiasts worldwide, the 2JZ-GTE. This 3.0-liter inline-six twin-turbo engine achieved legendary status far beyond its original applications. Produced from 1991 to 2005, the 2JZ-GTE was the heart of the turbocharged Toyota Supra from 1993 to 2002. It also powered the Toyota Aristo, rebadged as the Lexus GS in the US market. What makes the 2JZ-GTE extraordinary is the impeccable balance of power and durability that Toyota achieved through over-engineering. The engine features a robust iron block, forged crankshaft, wide bearing design, and multi-layered steel head gasket. This combination enables it to handle massive amounts of boost on completely stock internal components. Here's where things get impressive. The 2JZ GTE can easily achieve 600 horsepower with stock internals while maintaining factory levels of durability and reliability. With simple aftermarket main bearing caps, it can reach 800 horsepower. With more extensive modifications, examples have exceeded 2,000 horsepower using the original block. The inline-6 configuration contributes significantly to the engine's inherent smoothness and reliability. Unlike V6 engines, which can suffer from vibration issues, the inline-6 is naturally balanced, reducing stress on internal components. The 2JZ GTE's popularity in the tuner community has created extensive aftermarket support, providing well-documented modification paths and readily available performance parts. This ecosystem has kept these engines relevant decades after production ended. Consumer data consistently reflects the 2JZ GTE's rock-solid reliability, with minimal, serious engine-related complaints even in high-mileage examples. A notable teardown of a 2JZ GE with 415,000 miles revealed remarkably minimal internal wear. The engine does have minor weaknesses when pushed to extreme performance levels. It's relatively heavy and long, which can compromise handling balance. The factory sequential twin-turbo system can be complex and prone to issues, especially the ceramic turbos in JDM versions that don't tolerate high boost levels well. The 2JZ GTE's over-engineered nature, initially designed for high-performance applications, paradoxically made it exceptionally reliable in normal, street driving conditions. Toyota's decision to build capabilities far exceeding the stock power output created a substantial reliability buffer. Number 1. Toyota 22RE 2.4-liter i4. Taking the top spot as the most reliable Toyota engine ever built is the legendary 22RE. This 2.4-liter inline four-cylinder served as the backbone of Toyota's truck lineup from 1982 to 1995, powering Toyota pickups, 4Runners, and Hilux models worldwide. The 22nd RE earned its reputation through an almost comical level of over-engineering and simplicity. Toyota's philosophy during this era prioritized durability over raw power or cutting-edge features, resulting in an engine that was, in many mechanics' words, completely overbuilt. With a modest 105 horsepower output and relatively low rev limit, the 22RE operated well within its stress limits throughout its entire RPM range. This conservative tuning approach meant significantly less stress on internal components, contributing to nearly indestructible reliability. The engine's uncomplicated design played a crucial role in its legendary status. Without complex variable valve timing, sophisticated fuel injection systems, or intricate emission controls, there were simply fewer components that could fail. This simplicity translated directly into reliability. When there are fewer parts, there are fewer things that can break. Maintenance requirements for the 22RE are minimal by modern standards. The primary service item is timing chain replacement approximately every 100,000 miles, a relatively straightforward and inexpensive procedure. Many vehicles originally equipped with the 22RE are still on the road today, a remarkable testament to the engine's durability. It's not uncommon to find examples with 300,000, 400,000, or even 500,000 miles still running strong. Some owners report original engines approaching 700,000 miles with nothing more than routine maintenance. The 22nd RE played a pivotal role in establishing Toyota's reputation for building tough, reliable trucks. During the 1980s and 1990s, when domestic trucks suffered from quality issues, the Toyota pickup with its 22RE engine demonstrated that reliable transportation didn't require constant repairs. The exceptional durability of the 22RE illustrates an important principle. Simplicity often correlates directly with reliability. In an era of increasing automotive complexity, this engine stands out precisely because of its lack of sophisticated features. Its uncomplicated design created fewer potential failure points and ultimately delivered greater long-term dependability. For consumers, the 22RE demonstrates that newer, more powerful, or technologically advanced engines aren't necessarily superior for long-term ownership. Sometimes, straightforward engineering focused on fundamental durability provides better value than cutting-edge technology, with unknown reliability implications. Toyota isn't the only manufacturer with legendary engines. Honda, Ford, and others have built power plants so reliable they could outlast their owners. Check out my video, Top 27 Car Engines. So reliable they'll outlive you, to discover the most bulletproof engines ever built.